So through the heart chakra, as I listed off these stimulating factors, right? Alcohol, parties, concerts, clubs, sports. Why are these things? Alcohol, what they usually call liquid courage, which you might be able to associate with the solar plex chakra in that way. So we can say that the alcohol does also play a factor in stimulating the solar plex. I mean, not solar, but the solar plex chakra. Peace, family. It's Gypsy Jones with another weekend sermon. Continuing our series on the stimulation versus the activation of the chakras. We've already gone over the root chakra, the sacral chakra, the solar plex chakra. Now we're going to go into the heart chakra. Ashe. Now, going into the heart chakra. And once again, this is the study of the OmniMetaSpiritual, right? Everything, all things that are beyond traditional spirituality to assist us in our practice of KuvuK, which is the practice of transcendence. What are we transcending? We're transcending the third dimensional experience by traveling through the fourth dimension, which just means through the process of awakening your body till we reach the fifth dimensional body, which is just our body fully activated, all of the vortexes fully activated. Our consciousness is in full awareness of all things that are subconsciously being ran. And then we will be able to then at that point experience the sixth dimensional plane where we can manipulate things with more than just our hands, but our actual minds. Ashe. So, going into our list, we are at the heart chakra. Now, we'll start with the stimulation side. What stimulates the heart chakra? Alcohol, right? Parties, concerts, right? Big gatherings with people, clubs, and sports. Ashe. Now, the heart chakra deals with the actual body. Ashe. It deals with you being in tune with your body, with your, which is in tune with the intuition. It's in tune with the harmonies of the universe, what's happening, what's about to happen, right? Being able to feel nature, feel presences, essences, feel energy, being able to feel things moving and coming, right? As well as being able to feel what your body wants you to do. That's what the heart chakra is centered around. It's total feeling. Now, all of your chakras are essentially being controlled through the heart chakra, not necessarily by the heart chakra, but through the heart chakra, right? That's why the heart chakra is in the very center. You have, from the heart, you have 3 going up and 3 going down, at least the main vortexes that we're talking about, right? So the heart chakra, that is the balance in between. It is the mind, it's mind, which is not necessarily this, but this is what we associate mind with. This is where the brain is, not necessarily mind. It is mind that works through the heart chakra and then manipulates and controls and balances and works with the other chakras. So through the heart chakra, as I listed off these stimulating factors, right? Alcohol, parties, concerts, clubs, sports. Why are these things? Alcohol, what they usually call liquid courage, which you might be able to associate with the solar plex chakra in that way. So we can say that the alcohol does also play a factor in stimulating the solar plex. I mean, not solar, but the solar plex chakra. It does play a factor in stimulating the solar plex chakra, and a lot of these things do have multiple stimulation points, right? But the reason why I'm associating with the heart chakra is because it is that confidence comes from you feeling in congruence with your body. You feel loose, when you drink alcohol, right? You are feeling like you're more comfortable with yourself, with your being. Even though technically your motor skills are slowed down and your response time is slowed down, but it feels like it's sped up to a certain extent, right? You feel like you are in tune with what's going on, things are going on, even though it's being dulled, but you feel like you're more in tune. And when you're drinking alcohol, there's a reason why they call, especially like liquors, they call them spirits, right? Because you are opening the door to different spirits, and those spirits come into the body, right? There's a certain level of possession that happens, and by allowing them to take over, it makes you feel like you are more now in tune to a certain extent with the universe or with your surroundings, right? Really, you're just allowing another being to be more in tune. That's assuming you actually allow those beings to come in. And then that's where you get into, blacking out. Blacking out is the process of just allowing spirit. What happens is that people they'll drink so much that they will allow another spirit or spirits to just take full control, because it has either the door is just too wide open. It's just so wide open that the spirits is just like it's too easy for them to come through. But even then, you still have to give permission. Means you already wanted them to take over, or just the feelings that you are. It's becoming so overwhelming. You drink so much, so overwhelming that you just say, "I don't want to feel this anymore. I don't want to go through this. I can't handle it," and you give it off to this other spirit, and now they have taken possession over your being, which is allowing you now to move, intuitively, but not your intuition, another being's intuition. So once again, it's dealing with the heart chakra, which then, of course, is going to contract that chakra afterwards. It's going to feel like it's open. It's going to stimulate it. It's not really open more. It's just like more energy is just flowing. It's being forced into it, but then it causes it to contract. Now, parties, concerts, clubs, those are all very similar, because what are they all doing? There is music, and the music is very loud and it's very intense and it's vibrating through your whole body. And what's it causing? It's causing movement. The music is causing movement, dealing with the whole body. The whole body is represented by the heart chakra, right? And you move intuitively to the sounds, right? To the vibrations, to the frequencies. You're moving intuitively, right? And that's giving you the feeling. It's stimulating your heart chakra. You're feeling in tune. You're feeling intuitive. You're feeling like you're in tune with something, at least, right? Which is whatever that music is, especially when there's people around, because now you are all vibrating off each other. Now, that doesn't mean that, like, when it comes to, let's say, like certain types, like indigenous or cultural festivals, those are very useful, because those are not only the vibration, the frequencies are dealing with opening up your chakras. So it helps to expand them, right? It does not keep them permanently expand, but it does have like a little boost of energy of expansion, and then you're supposed to continue to work after the ceremonies. But when it comes to today's parties and today's clubs and today's concerts, with the type of frequencies and the type of music and the type that's being put out there, yeah, it's going to force that stimulation for the body to move. But because there's so much negativity in a lot of it, or just poor frequencies in a lot of it, it ultimately causes a contraction afterwards. Ashe. And then even the people that you're sharing this energy with, it is there's a lot of those people's energies are just, even though everybody feels in tune at that time, a lot of your energies don't really mix too well, or just a lot of unhealthy or unbalanced auras being mixed in together. Ashe. And then the last one was sports. Now, sports, when that's kind of like a catch-22 or a double-edged sword, because playing sports does force you to utilize the heart chakra, and which is a good thing. And it forces you to establish and improve your willpower through the heart chakra, which is a good thing. So on one side, it does actually expand the heart chakra. On the other side, more so for people who just watch sports, it more just stimulates the heart chakra, but it's purely based off of this entertainment sake. So the watching sports, because it becomes such a big entertainment and purely just an entertainment thing and an overly fantasized and idolized concept. One, watching sports has caused a overstimulation of the heart chakra. You feeling like you're there, but then you actually never in turn exercise your own willpower. Therefore, you have to keep getting the high from watching more of the sports, and that creates a contraction. Now, even playing it can cause a contraction the way that sports is cared about today, because it's not if you're not given the proper coach, if you don't have the proper teachers, they're actually teaching you how to improve your skills, how to better your fundamentals, how to increase your capabilities, and how to dig deep and push past and break limits. But instead, if you're only dealing with coaches who are maybe one, just letting you just do whatever, right, just have fun and just whatever the results are results, then there's no real growth out of that. Or two, on the other side, where the coaches are too intense and too much yelling is involved, and profanity, and just trying to force this energy upon you, force this certain level of success without giving you the proper tools and education or guidance in the sport, then that causes a contraction in the heart chakra as well. And that's where sports, that double-edged sword, comes into play as well with sports. Now, what we want to know is, well, how do we expand? How do we make sure that we expand the heart chakra? We expand the heart chakra, one, through exercise. Because exercise, consistent exercise, daily if possible, right? It doesn't have to be like intensely daily, not each day has to be intense, but you want to have some more intense days more than others, but it also depends on your age as well, on how intense you want to get. But exercise. Why? Because it keeps you and gets you in tune with your body and what's going on with your body. As well as, competitive exercise or pushing yourself in exercise also helps you to exercise your willpower, right? To push through the days that you don't want to necessarily do the work, do the exercise, as well as push past, certain levels of pain, right? But of course, it does depend on your age as well, how hard you want to push. Spiritual music, or frequency music, right? Or just, correctly vibrating music, right? That is at the proper frequency to activate and expand the chakras. Is that it has certain tones, as well as if you're going to use certain types of voices, certain words of affirmation or of expansion, right? These type of things will allow you to get more in tune with the body and activate more points and spiritual points and chi points within the body, which ultimately expands the heart chakra, leaves a more permanent and long-lasting effect. Now, the next would be, we have on the list, is meditation, like always. And once again, like I said, we'll come back to the meditation in the end, about how you use meditation for all of the chakras. The next is water, because the heart chakra deals with the body. Therefore, since the body is mostly water, And the main thing that flows through the entire body is blood, and the blood is water, right? Then you need to make sure that you're getting the proper amount of water as well as the proper type of water, which is going to be your spring waters, right? Your alkaline spring water, right? Or your, at least your middle of the road pH balanced spring water, right? Clean spring water, as clean as possible, Ashe. The next we have is grounding, right? Here at the beach, grounding, putting your feet into the sand, into the crystals, into the dirt, into nature, into the grass. Grounding. Why? Because it recalibrates the body. Remember, the heart chakra deals with the body. It also recalibrates your body to get in tune with the vibration of the earth. Right? The earth is known as this big blue and green planet. Green, heart chakra is green. Blue, water, because water is not really blue, but the blue part is the water part. The body is made up of mostly water. Ashe. So grounding gets you in tune, activates the heart chakra because you are getting in tune with the very planet that you live on. And by being in tune with the very planet that you live on at all times, it's going to leave a long-lasting effect on your chakra because it is the natural harmony, the natural frequency, the natural vibration of your being. The next is what is vibrations, right? Which is dealing with music, which is dealing with, the sounds, which is dealing with things like using tuning forks and using singing bowls and stuff like that, right? It's using your own voice.
It's using your own voice. I can see how the monks do when they're doing the alms.
When they're doing the alms, when they're doing the different tones with their voice, or just using different instruments, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be music, but just you playing certain instruments or having certain instruments play, right? These are all things that activate different parts of the body, which all go back to your heart chakra, right? And when you are activating the chi or allowing the chi to actually flow freely throughout the body, you automatically are expanding your heart chakra, right? Because that's another part of your body that you're in tune with, or another part of your heart chakra that you're in tune with, right? And then we have love. We have love, right? Love, family, love for self, right? Just having love for other people besides, yourself, especially though, right? Having enough love to share to where you are, that love allows you to be open and understanding and forgiving and patient with other people, whether you know them or not, whether you've experienced them or not, but that's love, right? And receiving that same type of love of patience and forgiveness and understanding and I would say understanding and empathy and sympathy, right? It is that love that opens, that allows all of the energy throughout the body to also be stimulated and run and run its course, and allows you to get being in a space of love, a state of love, allows you to feel the things that are off within the body, and that's the heart chakra, feeling that, right? And that love frequency that emanates throughout the entire universe, being in tune with that activates, that expands your heart chakra. The next is competition or competitive combat. Now, this combat training in itself is going to open up your heart chakra because it deals with pushing through the willpower. And it deals with you learning your body and controlling your body, understanding your body, developing different aspects of your body, whether it be through flexibility, through strength, through explosion, elasticity, and all of these things. Right? But then competitive combat, whether it be through sparring or through amateurs or through professional combat, which is what sports is in itself generally, it is competitive combat that takes those feelings to the next level, because now you have to deal with pain, you have to deal with being pushed and pulled upon, you have to go against ultimately someone else's will, right? Because when you have to, it's one thing to have just your own will being exercised because you're trying to achieve a certain level of combat proficiency. It's another thing to have your willpower being pushed back upon by someone else's willpower. And you're both trying to achieve the same goal, but only one can succeed, only one can prevail. Right? That's pushing the muscle of willpower, forcing you to exercise that muscle of the heart chakra. And the last one I got here is naturing, which naturing is similar to grounding, but it's not just grounding, it's just being in the space around nature, around different plants, being in the fresh air, trees, wildlife, right? The sun, seawater, sand, right? Mountains, forest areas, tropics, right? Naturing, because naturing, it forces you to, because when you're in nature, it brings out your ability to pay attention to all of and heighten all of your senses, from smell to hearing to touch, right? Taste, feeling, ashe, as well as your sixth sense, your spiritual sense, feeling of nature, feeling of the spiritual energy in nature, feeling for even possible, threats, but then also possible, friends as well, right? And it allows for a certain level of quietness, which allows you to hear your own body, to hear your own being, to hear your own heartbeat, to hear your lungs expanding with air, right? Naturing. So we will leave it at that with the heart chakra. This one was a little more challenging for me to do. Is a few more distractions than usual, but we know, or maybe you don't know, but I know that the reason for that is when I'm diving deep into things that are going to allow people to achieve certain breakthroughs, or even allow myself to achieve certain breakthroughs, which will ultimately crash the matrix, and on a shorter level or a smaller level to break certain spiritual contracts as well, or deteriorate or dissipate or unattach certain programs, ashe. Then a lot of that's when those distractions come. That's when the hindrances come. That's where the obstacles all of a sudden jump out and try to get in the way. So we'll leave it at that. Ashe. This is Gypsy Jones here with OmniMeta, helping with the study of OmniMetaSpiritual, which is the study of all things beyond traditional spirituality, so that we can achieve KuvuK. We can achieve our practicing of KuvuK, which is the practice of transcendence from the third dimensional experience into the sixth dimensional experience. And I'll catch you on the next sermon. Ashe.